Hello.
Hey Andreas, it's Rowan from Silver Tiger Media. How are you?
Hey man, how you doing?
Excellent, thank you. It's a tremendous treat to speak with you again. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Well, my friend, it's almost a year to the day since we discussed the unbelievably brilliant Machine Messiah. Ahead of its release back in January, you've been relentlessly taking it to the people live ever since. Man, how has the world responded to this mighty album?
Fantastic, man. Reaction's been amazing, very positive all around. We've been touring since the album came out in January. We did a tour in Europe with Creator, Testament in the States, and many festivals, including Rock in Rio, in Brazil, and slowly we added more new songs to the set list. Now I think we have a complete show for the Machine Messiah tour because we're playing six, seven songs from the new album. And of course we have room to play the old stuff and the classics and everything. But it's great to feel that the fans are really listening to the album from start to end. That's the way we build the album. Like if it was a vinyl, and thinking about side A and side B, and all that kind of stuff, and really helped us to build this album concept, really, that you have to listen from start to end. And we feel the fans are doing that, and I think since Chaos AD in 94, 95, we didn't play so many new songs on the tour, so it feels great, it's awesome.
Oh, you're making me excited just hearing about it. Now, you did say that you would come and see us in Australia, and it's thrilling to hear that you'll be here to play for us in May 2018. Magnificent.
Yes, man, it's great that since the tour was announced, the excitement of the fans in Australia and New Zealand's been amazing. Tonight, me and Derek we're doing lots of interviews with you guys, and so many months in advance. So it's great. That's the way it's supposed to be. To create this excitement and anxiety. We are very happy to come back to go back to Australia. This time we're gonna do a much larger tour. More cities, especially in New Zealand as well, places that we've never been before, and we're gonna have our friends from Death Angel. It couldn't be better.
Oh, absolutely. Bringing along Death Angel, their raw ferocity made manifest is brilliant. We have you from the 15th to the 20th of May. But as you say, people are listening to the entire album. We'll have to keep ourselves calm until May just by listening to maybe the instrumental. What
No,
is...
we are playing. Yeah, we are playing instrumental and everything. It's like a big challenge for us, but it's working great. It's fantastic.
As you say, people are really listening to the album and they're getting it. They're understanding it.
Yeah, definitely. The concept, it's something that we see every day. Like I said, I think on the interview we did almost a year ago, that the concept was inspired of what we see. We have the privilege to travel the world, and it's not like a futuristic. It's very much what we do every day. Using the cell phones and computers, and all the applications for to do everything in our lives. And I think people can relate with that very easily. Because that's what people do every day. So it's great that the lyrics are really working, with people, and inspired us so much to write the album. It's fantastic.
Absolutely. Right down to that magnificent cover art by Camila De La Rosa. I mean, the fact that she included, to me anyway, the claws in the picture itself really represents that's us. Humanity, as something of nature, has become part of the Machine Messiah.
Exactly, and the album, I think, seems we try to find and to search for a balance. We're not against the technology or robotics and stuff, but at the same time, we cannot forget what we really are. The human ability and to interact with nature, and there's so many frequencies and energies around that it seems that robotics are not really helping us to develop our own intellect. And I think Machine Messiah try to find this balance. There's lots of people that are putting their phones away for a few hours in the day, just for that, really to recover and to put your heads up and really look, around and talk to people and really interact as a human being, and not only by the phone and Facebook and all that stuff, So, yeah, this is something that we touched in various different ways throughout the lyrics,
It must be a fun constant reminder when you're playing live to see iPhones and smartphones held aloft filming you while you're playing
Yeah.
these very concepts.
I mean, probably 90% of the people will never watch that again. So it's crazy. But I think the metal crowd, they're not that as much as other crowds. I think I think the metal crowd still wants to mosh and to be in the mosh pit and stuff like that. And of course you see around people filming and stuff, and it's not something that bothers me. I think it's just I think people doing that, they're really missing the point, of being there and really having an experience, a live experience, and sweat and scream and and go through the emotions of the dynamics of the music and lyrics and stuff. And if you want to, watch anything else, and you go to the YouTube and watch a video there, you don't necessarily have to be you that filmed that
Yeah.
video. So I think it's the metal crowd are still, I think, more connected to the music itself instead of just like collecting images and sounds and stuff.
Oh, look, I'm lucky for my camera to survive one of your shows, let alone my iPhone. But what a show it will
Right.
be. I mean, considering your vast touring experience and considering the live show, do Australian audiences differ from Sepultura fans around the world, or would you, just an extension of the greater global metal community?
I think it is an extension, regardless of the cultural differences and language and how people, react to certain songs and stuff, they all dress the same, like black shirts and, with their favorite bands on the chest and, and I think, we've been to India, we've been to, I mean, so many different places, to Cuba, to the States and Israel and so many different places. And in the end, they all have the same. I mean, I should say we all have the same idols. We were inspired by them in the way we dress, in the way long hair and tattoos and all that kind of stuff. So I think, of course, you see differences because you are in different countries and stuff. But in a sense, I think that the crowd are very similar. They're very faithful to the metal. They like to buy the official product. They don't like to buy as many bootleg products. They like to have the official shirt and the album with the centerfold and pictures and lyrics and all the information. It's part of what the metal crowd is. It's very traditional, and I think that's very positive. I think it is something more human than technological. I think the metal crowd still have that balance.
Oh, beautifully put, and the very primal, if you like, within that community is the Sepul Nation, and we're simply an extension of
Oh
that,
yeah,
hopefully.
definitely, definitely. I mean, we couldn't be more happy with our fan base everywhere. I mean, the way they react with the Machine Messiah is fantastic. It's so motivating for us and so powerful. It makes us feel that we are in the right direction. And it's great. It's just growing. You see new kids, younger kids. We have a drummer that is 26 years old. So it helps also to bring a whole new generation, to the Sepultura sound, and it's great to see families enjoying the show together, and metal is very family. I think it's very common to hear stories about listening I don't know, Beatles or the Stones or Black Sabbath with an older uncle or a father, or even a friend, and it's great. I still have my vinyl collection from the 80s and stuff, and my son now is 20 years old, so he takes care of my collection, and he's improving the collection now with his own albums and stuff, and it's so cool, to talk about bands and music, because he plays guitar as well. He really likes that stuff, and he's really growing in that direction, So it's cool, it's a door for friendship, with your own son and your own family members and stuff. It's great.
Oh, absolutely agreed. I was telling my 14-year-old about the 2014 show, and he can't wait to catch this time.
Awesome, man. That's great.
Now, as I say, we saw you back in 2014, the last tour, and people are still talking about it. You've toured relentlessly, North America, Europe, all over South America.
Yeah.
You stopped briefly to launch Sepultura Endurance. A little time off in September, and back all over South America and at home at Brazil. Has Machine Messiah been a game changer for Sepultura?
Oh, most definitely. It's an album that it feels it's opening a new cycle of our career. We did the 2014 and 2015 tour, celebrating the 30 years of Sepultura. Still at the end of the Mediator tour, between Mediator and the 30-year celebration, and it felt with that tour we were closing a big volume with many chapters of our career. The chapters being the albums and all the changes inside and outside the band, and 30 years went by, and Machine Messiah represents the future, of Sepultura. Opened a lot of new possibilities to our music, working with Jens Bogren. He's a fantastic producer who understands Sepultura history, where we are now, and how we wanted to sound. And he brought that beautiful sound that we all hear in Machine Messiah, So it's something that, like I said, it opened so many new possibilities for Sepultura that we don't even know what we're gonna do next album, but we have so many new possibilities. I think we're still very fresh on Machine Messiah and stuff, but ideas are all. I'm writing music all the time, regardless of for Sepultura or De La Tierra or any other project I have, But it's great, because Machine Messiah really showed that Sepultura can really grow, as musicians. And of course, Eloy Casagrande in the band, second album we do together. He's an amazing, fantastic drummer, fantastic musician who brought this other new possibilities on drums, and how I write my riffs, and live now, we went playing iceberg dances, as we mentioned, with the acoustic guitar on stage, and it's such new elements that we're bringing, and we're learning how to deal with those elements, and it feels very fresh, It feels like it doesn't feel like 33 years old, It feels like very, very now, very young, It's great.
Oh, brilliant news! And I was going to ask if you do touch base with Jens from time to time to let him know how the album's going. It's taken on its own life.
I mean, we started to introduce the songs step by step. On the first tour we did with Creator, we play a few songs, and then we put the instrumental one, and now we did Rock in Rio recently in September, the end of September here in Brazil, and we finally played the song Machine Messiah, which is a part of the concert. And so I think Australia and New Zealand are going to have the complete show from Machine Messiah, with all the songs we want to play, and of course all the classics and the old stuff, and celebrate this amazing history. It's great.
Oh, absolutely. We're very excited in Australia and across the ditch in New Zealand. I can't believe that we're out of time already, Andreas. I have to make time to sit down with you and document some of your fascinating history when you get here. I cannot thank you enough for your time today, of course.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Thank you very much, and really happy to talk to you again, and we'll be back soon.
Oh, tremendous news indeed. Until then, take care. Please travel safely, and we'll look forward to your visit in May 2018.
Great, man. Sounds good. See you soon.
Goodbye, Andreas.
Bye-bye.